Boom, 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 boom. Chickadee chanker, how's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little edition of the Transfer News Daily Show for you. I hope you're all doing good. It's the evening time. Hope you've all had a good evening. Shout out to you all for stopping in here and getting in here and waiting patiently for me. Let's see who's in here. Elsa, what's going on, Elsa? Isaac Set Noy, Mrs. P Cake Bandits in the gaff, Jarvis Cocker, The United Way, Ellie, Paul van der Beek, Plymouth, Ibsidat, That United Family, hello, Jesse Lingard, Harry Williams, Ellie Palmerius, Kevin Lynn, Gaz Newton, Quan Jones, Nikolai Lindquist, Becky Hope, Mark Voot, Steve FC, Ruthless Sausage, Stephen Donahue, Stephen Ty, Griffo Chaz, well, hello there, Pavel Brick, Kayam, Aaron Armstrong, boom, Aaron Homeyard, and everybody else. Thank you very much for stopping by. Don Tony, Mark Alexander, Alan Spence, Arman, Daniel Sharif, G Wolf United, boom. I can't say any more names, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? But either way, shout out to you all for stopping by and getting in here for the show. Please do us a favour, smash that like button. If you haven't done so, smash the like button. Let's get on with the show then. Okay, let's just start off with this show. Let's just start off by saying, what an absolute steaming pile of gash that this transfer window is turning out to be, really. This is one of the most heinous transfer windows I can remember in living memory. This is right up there with the Moyes calamity of getting Fellaini last day in the bloody stick window and nothing else. I mean, look at this now, guys. I'm looking at reports, 8:32 p.m. Fabrizio Romano, Tottenham are in talks to sign Gareth Bale from Real Madrid. Daniel Levy is asked about Bale during the negotiations for Reguilon. Negotiations for Reguilon, lads and lasses. Bale's agent, Jonathan Barnett, just confirmed to the BBC, Gareth still loves Spurs. We are talking. It's where we want to be. To be honest with you, fair play to Gareth Bale if he wants to go back to Spurs. I couldn't really give a toss about Gareth Bale. I said, look, it'd be nice to get him if he's an option, as a fourth or fifth option after you have tried to go and get these other players and maybe been unsuccessful. But what I am not happy about is the fact that Tottenham and that absolute toe rag Jose Mourinho are trying to come in here and swoop in and take Sergio Reguilon off of Manchester United. And it just goes to show you, though, how much of a bunch of absolute dawdling meltbags our board are. They have had the opportunity for weeks here. United were leading the race for weeks to sign Sergio Reguilon. All we had to do is get the deal done. The whole stumbling block of this buyback clause, obviously, I'm guessing Spurs don't have that same stumbling block then. Spurs are happy to take a good player for a couple of seasons to bolster their options for a few seasons, sure. Even if Real Madrid do come knocking back. So I think it's absolutely piss poor. We've snoozed and we've potentially lost on this one. Hopefully not. Hopefully Reguilon does come to Manchester United. We understood that his favoured destination was Manchester and Manchester United. So hopefully nothing has changed there. Hopefully we can just stave off the interest there from Tottenham. But the facts are the facts. United, we're playing this like a bunch of little bitches, to be honest. We don't want to get this buyback clause, so we're prepared to just let him go to Spurs then, are we? Bunch of little bitches our board time, man. Make some key decisions here. Get the players in to give Ollie the opportunities to bolster this squad this window. That's what this transfer window is all about. It's not just simply about buying players for the sake of it. It's about buying them at the right time, about getting them in early so you can stop other people doing it. It's like Mrs. P. If Mrs. P, if you leave her some chocolate around, she's gonna come in there and swoop in and steal it all. Those are the facts. Like, you snooze, you lose. That's what's happened with Ed Woodward here. He's potentially snoozed and he's potentially lost. So we'll see. I mean, look, we don't know yet. We don't know where Sergio Reguilon's mind is. We don't know who we'd rather go and play for. I'm assuming it would be Manchester United. Who the hell in their right mind would give up playing for United in the Champions League for a great club like United to go and play for that absolute mundane Mr. Bean Portuguese impersonator, Jose Mourinho, and play for those Spurs melts in the Europa League? Who's going to go and play in the Europa League again? He's just won that, completed it, mate. Been there, got the t-shirt, got the winner's medal, completed it, mate. Don't want to go back there and do it again. So it's all about progression, isn't it? Sergio Reguilon's got to come to United and choose United and be a United player in the Champions League. You would think that would be the case. You'd think that Tottenham wouldn't be able to to come in and swoop in and get this player from us right now, but this is our board we're talking about now. And I think Spurs are much more likely, being the selling club that they are really, okay, maybe not the last few years, but historically, they're much more likely to bend to Real Madrid's demands of having that buyback clause in the contract, more so than us. And I think that is wrong on this occasion, because I think he's a good young player who would help us out considerably in the short term. Yeah, we don't want to develop somebody else's talent, I get that. But at this moment in time, he would be a good option to have to bolster the options and help Luke Shaw out and give him competition and all that shite. So, it's wound me up no end this evening's transfer affairs, lads and lasses. We've got a lot to get into, but it's wound me up no end. As you can tell, I'm a little bit het up, so you may say. I need to calm down, and we need to analyse this from an objective point of view. Okay, let's do this. What a pile of absolute gas, lads and lasses. Anyway, please do us a favour and smash that thumbs up button if you have not done so already. Please do leave a cheeky little like on the stream. That will help us out loads. And get in the comment section with your thoughts and opinions about this absolute detritus, my friends. Right, okay then. So, obviously Spurs, you see Spurs have already signed a few players this window. United have only signed one player, Donny van de Beek. Good signing. Looking forward to seeing how he develops and how he progresses at the club. Think he's going to be a good signing. But they signed Højbjerg, haven't they? They've signed Joe Hart, and they've also signed Matt Doherty as well. So Spurs have signed a few players. They had a better starting 11, arguably on paper, than Manchester United to begin with, and they've signed more players in this window. When you think about players like Harry Kane and Son Heung-min, and their backline's arguably better as well. Like, I think our midfield's better, but I think overall their team probably is slightly stronger in terms of the starting 11. At this moment in time, we have got some it-factor players, though, but so have they. So it's a tough one that's probably quite similar, but the fact is they've been strengthened, and they're looking to further strengthen. Not only further strengthen, but potentially weaken Manchester United. So this is a double whammy for Jose. You know that absolute Jose Melt would absolutely love to come and steal this player out from under United's noses. You know he would love that, guys. It's just the nature of the twat. And to add to his ranks there and obviously bolster their options there, it would be a good signing for anyone. I mean, to be fair, we knew about this a few weeks ago. We were talking about this a few weeks ago. When the Reguilon news first came in, we understood there was a few other clubs that were interested in him and sniffing around him and trying to get his services, such as Tottenham, such as Inter. There was a couple of other ones, Sevilla, and United absolutely were leading the race. So it all really depends on a bunch of factors as to who he decides to go and play for, really. It's not just about who he decides to go and play for, though, unfortunately. It's about who Real Madrid, which offer they would like to accept, whether it's United's offer, whether we've had a £20 million offer knocked back, and we've got to improve that offer with no buyback clause and pay them extra money to get the deal done, to convince them to pay, to give them to us without a buyback clause. We have to pay the premium in order to do that then. That's spot on. Spurs, we don't know if they're prepared to bend. We don't know if they're prepared to give them exactly what Real Madrid want in terms of a deal. So the chances are they probably will, though. Like, they probably will be accepting a buyback clause in the contract, because this is Spurs and they're a small club. You know what I mean? Oh. Hey, thank you very much to Cole King for getting in here with a super sticker that says fist bump. There's one of those for you, Cole King. Thank you very much for getting in here, buddy. Appreciate that, my friend. Also, shout out to Glenn for sending in the 11 knock as well, my friend. Nice one, dude. Thank you very much, lads and lasses. So anyway, let's just get into this a little bit, because I'm pissed off about this one. Spurs, they signed some players this window. They're basically looking to steal Reguilon from us. Jose Mourinho, he wants some more competition for that Melt Ben Davies, doesn't he? And of course, you've got Ryan Sessegnon there, but Jose, he understands the need for depth. And he understands the need for competition in the side, which is why they're going in for Sergio Reguilon at this moment in time. It's not just to give United a kick in the bollocks. It's obviously for Spurs to potentially strengthen. Look, me personally, it's not about the player. The player's going to want to come to United in my eyes. He's already followed a couple of United players on social media. We've got Champions League football, which we can offer him, which Spurs cannot offer them, because Spurs are an absolute melter Europa League small club, and they can't offer him that. Whereas Manchester United can offer him that progression in his career, going to a massive club like United. So I hope that the decision would be an easy one for Sergio Reguilon. But the decision is not really Sergio Reguilon's at this stage. He's Real Madrid's asset. He's understood to maybe want to go back to Real Madrid one day himself anyway, but certainly Real Madrid are understood to want him back in the future as well. At 23 years of age, getting to the Spain side, he's going to be probably one of the better left-backs around Europe in 5 years' time, you would think. I mean, he's certainly showing all the right signs and all the right development and progress over the last season. Anyway, if you look at his stats and the chances he created and stuff as a flying wing-back, chance creation. He's really, really good. So I think that it's just a matter of time before we find out what happens with this one. It's going to have to be in the next couple of days. Look, we don't know whether United are leading the race in terms of the deal with the club. We have to reach an agreement with Real Madrid. They might reach an agreement with Spurs and not reach an agreement with United. It would not surprise me because United don't want to do business that way historically. Look at the Erling Haaland deal. So we were trying to do this business with, what was it, Red Bull Salzburg, whatever, for the signing of Erling Haaland. And the deal was basically they wanted a future release clause in this deal, and we were not having any of that. It's not how we operate. And it just was an absolute breakdown in negotiations for that. So he joined Dortmund, who were okay with that, who were prepared to allow this player to come in, even if it's a short term. And when we say short term, we don't necessarily mean that short term. It could be a few seasons, it could be 5. So it could be a short-term deal, but they allow this player to come in and score a shitload of goals for them in the meantime and help them in the meantime. That's no bad thing, really. Sure, you're developing him with the ultimate goal and knowing that he's probably going to leave, but you're still getting yourself a cracking player for a short period of time. I just do not understand this complete mediocrity from our club in terms of this deal here. We could have had Sergio Reguilon done weeks ago. I'm sure we could have had it done weeks ago. But again, reluctance, penny pinching, negotiations, long drawn out, painful negotiations are another factor for the reason why Manchester United may lose out on this guy. I hope we don't. Like I said, I think he would want to come to United more than Spurs. But it's about whether or not Spurs will reach an agreement with Real Madrid and whether United will reach an agreement with Real Madrid, which is questionable, like I say, with our negotiators at the top of this club. It's questionable whether we'll be able to do that, lads and lasses. So, look, Reguilon is linked with a move also to Tottenham. He's linked with a move to Manchester United. United are understood to be leading the chase. But at the end of the day, if United can't get the deal done with Real Madrid, then he'll probably end up going to Spurs. Because if they would be happy to have him as an option on a short-term move, maybe he'll do that. Plus, it is still an attractive proposition for someone like Sergio Reguilon to go and play at Spurs, even if they are in the Europa League. They're still a big team. He's still surrounded by great players. He's under a very seasoned manager. Of course, a manager with one of the biggest reputations in the game. That has to be a draw for players. Even if it's Jose and he may be a bit of a negative ninny. Like, it's a massive draw in the game to go and play for a manager of that reputation. And that's what's worrying me about this one, because they do have the Mourinho factor. And you might think in this day and age that would be a negative based on what we've seen, but he does have something about him. I think people do want to play for him. They understand the prestige that goes along with playing in a Jose Mourinho team. So, look, I don't know if that's going to happen. I hope that it does. And I still think that United's favourite to get the job done in terms of signing Reguilon. But we have to go back and we have to renegotiate. We have to understand that they're not just going to bend and they're not just going to let him go for 20 million euros with nothing else in the contract, no other clauses, no nothing. Maybe we can do a deal where we pay him a little bit more up front and we give them, I don't know, another 10 million euros after he's had 20 international appearances, something like that. You've got to sweeten the deal a little bit here, Woodward, you absolute potato-headed brat. Come on, otherwise we're going to lose out on another player here. It's a bloody snooze fest from our board. What are they actually doing? Playing tiddlywinks or something in the boardroom? They should be trying to get these deals done weeks ago. Look, here's a Reguilon update for you, lads and lasses. Reguilon update. United have upped the offer slightly to 25 million euros with an intent to have a buyback clause removed. Oh, what an absolute atrocious offer then. So Spurs are offering 20 million euros and you can buy him back in a couple of seasons for what? 20 million euros or whatever it may be. Not very much more, because that's not how it works. Otherwise, they're not going to let him go. So it's not going to be very much more. It'd probably be the same, if anything. So they're going to get him for 5 million less. And yeah, okay, there's the option, Real Madrid. You can have him back in a few years. Potentially one of the best left backs around in that time. Piss poor. Of course they're going to go with the Tottenham deal and not the United deal. United have to sweeten and incentivise Real Madrid to accept our offer. And that has to be a higher price up front and maybe something to sweeten the deal later on down the line. It's not rocket science, guys, but again, it's United's tight-fisted owners and Woodward who are unprepared to spend the money. And look, dawdling on it again, we're going to lose out on someone here potentially. I really hope we don't, but if we do, that's it. I'm fucking done. I'm done with these Woodward twat and this Glazers prats. I'm done with them because, look, they're obviously, like I said, I went through that thing earlier on about them sucking money out of our football club. And in terms of owner investment, they're the 20th team in the league in terms of what they've actually put in and what's been taken out of the club and service and debt and things like that. And on top of it, now they're getting tucked up by Jose Mourinho and Spurs who are in the bloody Europa League potentially. So I'm not having it, guys. I'm not having it. And Fabrizio Romano, I mean, look, he's just adding fuel to the fire here, obviously, by coming out and saying this about Gareth Bale. But we understand now, of course, that Tottenham are in talks with Gareth Bale. So, it's a double whammy, guys, because he was a potential player we were going to get. We bottled it on Sancho, it seems. Our board incapable of getting the business done yet again, because they're a bunch of clowns. And Dortmund, of course, standing strong on their valuation of their player, which is fair enough. That's their right to do. They own that player. They can demand as much money as they want. They don't have to sell him. But one of the options down the line would be Gareth Bale. It wouldn't be the next option. I think we should go get David Neres or Adama Traore or Dembele or somebody, absolutely on a permanent move. A younger, more hungrier, up-and-coming player on a permanent move. I do think that. But if you can't get that player, then Gareth Bale would be a fantastic option coming in there for a season-long loan, paying a percentage of his wages. That would also be true. Like, okay, he could be injured, he could be a prima donna twat. But still, he could also be like Gareth Bale of old, who's a match winner for you. So it's worth the gamble. Let's read this comment out here from Emil Macapela. Thank you for the super chat, Emil. He comments, what do you think about the potential Gareth Bale loan as a Sancho alternative? Oh my days, I like the idea of it. I do. I think if we can't get the other aforementioned players that I've mentioned just there, the Nereses of this world or the Adamas of this world, if we can't get them, which time is running out, and I don't know if our tonic-fisted owners would actually be prepared to go and spend the money and chase these guys now if we can't get Sancho, then I would absolutely take Gareth Bale on loan, my friend. I absolutely would. But the problem is now we've got these absolute Spurs twats queuing up to get him as well. And of course, we all know what Gareth Bale feels about Spurs. I think he does like Spurs. Obviously, Spurs is the club that made him. I know he's at Southampton before, but really Spurs is the club that made him. And he's, of course, was one of their best players of all time. So they would absolutely love to have him back, I'm sure, the Spurs fans. And he himself as a player would probably be up for going back there because it's familiar. He knows what it's all about. He's playing with a good team, playing with players like Kane and Son and these guys. And, of course, playing under a manager like Jose Mourinho. So it just seems like a real bone of contention here. Like, they are probably going to come in and take Bale on loan. Now, I don't know really where they're getting their money from because Spurs, usually, they're a bunch of tight-fisted bastards, aren't they? They don't spend money. They're one of the most tight-fisted clubs. They really, really do keep their wage structure in check, and they don't seem to spend a lot of money. So going to get Gareth Bale, bearing in mind he's on 600,000 euros a week or whatever it is, seems like a bit of a crazy tactic. Seems a bit mental for Spurs, but we all know that they probably made Jose Mourinho certain promises when he took the job, and those promises maybe would involve increasing the wage structure a little bit there, or having an ability to sign an X-factor player if he becomes available, which is what you saw Manchester United do to accommodate Jose Mourinho and getting Alexis Sanchez in this sort of situation. So it's no surprise that's obviously Jose Mourinho putting the pressure on, demanding more players, demanding the money spent. So we understand this now, lads and lasses. Just for everybody who's getting in here with an update, thank you so much for your super chat there, by the way, matey. Just to give everyone an update, Spurs are talking with Reguilon. Spurs are talking with Real Madrid for the potential transfer of Reguilon. They're also talking to Gareth Bale, also talking to Real Madrid about Gareth Bale. So they're going in for a double swoop for a couple of players that are linked with us. They can have Gareth Bale as far as I'm concerned. Freaking have him. He's a stinker anyway. What's he going to do apart from come in and be a complete prima donna meltbag and play golf and get paid 600k a week to be a twat? What else is he going to do? Like, I'm not bothered about him. Fine. I'll live with that. I can live with that. What's he going to do? Pop up with a couple of goals a season? Really? Does he even give a shit anymore? I would have taken him as an option, as a fifth option, but other than that, I'm not really cared. You could do one Gareth Bale as far as I'm concerned. Don't get me wrong, still take him as a fifth option, but you could do one Gareth Bale. But the other player, Sergio Reguilon, I'll be pissed off if they get him. I'll be pissed off if we lose our opportunity to go and get Sergio Reguilon when we could have got him weeks ago. When he's following Pogba, following Greenwood, all this stuff on social media weeks ago, when we could have got it done and dusted. I'd be pissed off. Don't tell me there's a fecking bug on my neck, Nicola. Where?
It's a chocolate wrapper.
It's a chocolate wrapper on my neck.
Tiny little bit of a wrapper.
Oh, what the fuck? Anyway, thank you for that. You freaked me out. Shrey the Grey, thank you very much, Shrey, for getting in here with your super chat as well, my friend. I don't know what that is, but it looks awesome. Thank you, Shrey the Grey. He comments, who do you think Harry Kane is still at Spurs? He should be looking to join a bigger club, United in brackets, because even with Jose, not sure Spurs can win anything. Also, I stumbled onto this channel and love the content. Shrey the Grey, thank you very, very much for that. You're top lad. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the good vibes there. Harry Kane, what do I think about him? He's a Rodney Trotter looking melt. That's what I think about him. You know what I mean? apart from he's already a millionaire. But this time next year, he'll still be a Rodney Trotter-looking Mel. That's what I think about him. But actually, he's a very good player, isn't he? I would definitely have him at Manchester United. He's one of the best number 9s in the world of football, in all honesty. In terms of just being a sort of complete centre-forward type, finishing, fox in the box, great technique outside the box with shots, heading ability. I think he's a good all-rounder. I really do. I think United would really benefit from having a player like Harry Kane. And Harry Kane said as much in an interview a few weeks ago, or a few months ago. He was talking about his opportunity to maybe leave Spurs if it presented itself, where a big club came in for him. And he said, look, he would, as much as he loves Spurs, he would have to leave the football club if Spurs do not reach or match his ambitions, really. Like if Spurs, as much as he tries and as much as he endeavours, if Spurs don't get to where he thinks they should be, he's going to have to move on. He's not just going to be a Steven Gerrard melt and sit around at the end of the career with no bloody Premier League medals like a complete bloody loser, is he? No. So he probably will go somewhere else. United might be a good destination for him. He could come and be that star man. I know we've got Tony Martial, but look, Harry Kane's an elite player. He's one of the world's best strikers, I would say that, whereas Martial's still learning. He still only had one real full season at number 9. Where he scored 17 goals, so he needs to improve. If he's going to keep a player like Harry Kane out the side, he needs to bloody improve. Thank you, First Class Gamer. Thank you, everybody who's getting in here, by the way. Hey, guys, please do us a favour. Smash that like button if you're tuning in right now and you have not smashed the like yet. Please do hit the cheeky little like button. That would be awesome of you. And get involved in the comment section. Get involved in the chat. Subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's have a vote, guys. Let's have a vote. Where do you see Sergio Reguilon ending up come the end of this transfer window? Bearing in mind now Tottenham are sniffing around him. Bear in mind that they may be more likely to pay the money and have a deal in place with a future buyback clause, more so likely than Manchester United are. Let's have a vote. Smash a 1 in the live chat for Manchester United if you think he will be signed by Manchester United come the end of this window. Smash a 2 in the live chat for Spurs. If you think that Tottenham are the more likely destination for Sergio Reguilon to end up at, then smash a 2 in the live chat. Ben Chu says Tottenham. Alan Spence says Spurs. Clement Kuko says Spurs. Mark Voot with the 1. Josh Burton with the 1. Ben Chu 2. Becky Hope with the 1. The Green Devil with the 2. Paul Van der Beek with the 2. Benjamin Rowe with the 2. Stephen Tyne with the 2. John McDonald with the 2. Ethan Escamilla with the 2. Tuck with the 2. Alan Webber with the 2. What the bloody hell is going on with the 2s, lads and lasses? This is gash. This is exactly what I'm talking about, though. All of a sudden, Spurs have swooped in here, and they are probably the favourites to bloody get Sergio Reguilon now. You know why? Because United's board are incapable, man. United's board wouldn't know a bloody good offer if it looked him in the face. It wouldn't know, it'd look a gift horse in the mouth or whatever that shit expression is. You know what I mean? Like, they just literally have no idea. They could have got this guy in weeks ago. But no. We have to play like we're some Billy Big Bollocks. And act like we're some Billy Big Bollocks and have all this situation where, we still acting like we're that United side that wins every single Premier League title and has the pick of all the best players in the world. Oh yeah, we'll just get Michael Carrick. Oh yeah, we'll just get Dimitar Berbatov from Spurs. It's not like that anymore, guys. United are struggling at the moment. We're trying to get back up there. We've got shit owners. Everyone knows it. So how are we supposed to make these sorts of Madrid, man? It's bullshit. United are having mayors. This is terrible leadership. It's terrible running this football club from the top. Yeah. I understand people don't want to get this guy with a buyback clause. Why the hell not, lads and lasses? Calm the foot down. All we've got is an absolute pie merchant, Luke Shaw, there, who's injured half the bloody season, and a 19-year-old right-footed lad in Brando. It's not enough cover there, so let's get a player in short term at the very least. No? Would you not say that's a good idea? Or you just rather we start the season with no bloody player and get an injury issue, and all of a sudden we're playing a 19-year-old right-footed left-back there for the whole bloody season? Sounds good? No, it doesn't sound good. It sounds good to get a young player in who's improving, even if we do have to get rid of him in a couple of seasons again. At least he'll be able to help us in the short term. Oh, my God. Anyway, sorry, guys, I'm just trying to get a little bit of this tension out. This is a wind-up, this window. It's a wind-up. Fucking hell, lads and lasses. So there you go. Kayam says that's a bit harsh on Shaw Pig. Is it? Is it really that harsh on him? Because I'm sorry, he's packing a few extra pounds, my friend. He's a professional athlete. He's playing for Manchester United. I want to see him ripped and pipped. I don't want to see him carrying a little bit of extra paunch. What the hell's that all about? That's my job. I don't get paid to sit here bloody eating Drew Eaters for nothing. He's the one who's a professional footballer out on the bloody field doing the business. At least keep yourself in shape, Luke. Okay? It is a fair point. It is a fair point, okay? Some people have more. Look at Wayne Rooney, he used to get a little bit tubby sometimes. Come on, get your mind on the prize, lads. Get your eyes on the prize. Let's focus on the job at hand. Anyway, yeah, that's right. Thorfinn says Rooney was fat too. I agree. He used to let himself get out of shape as well, my friend. He's a professional athlete, okay? Don't compare me to him. I don't get paid 200k a week to be a bloody United player. If I did, trust me, I'd be keeping myself in tip-top physical condition. I mean, I'm sweating here. I'm sweating here right now more than Luke Shaw does out there on the bloody pitch. So don't tell me about these things. Anyway, look, guys. It's just one of those, isn't it? It would be very annoying if Spurs came in and nicked our player at the end of the window. Well, not even at the end of the window, just any time in the window. It'd be very frustrating. After we've been linked with him for weeks and talking with him for weeks, it would be the most frustrating thing that could possibly happen right now. Other than maybe Sancho announcing that he's joining Liverpool or something. That would be more annoying, of course. But this is one of the most annoying things that can happen if we had Sergio Reguilon, a player we've been working on for all this time, just stolen out from under us by Jose Mourinho, the absolute melt bag. At this stage would be a sickener, my friends. It would be nothing short of a sickener. Sick bags at the ready. Jake with a super chat. Thank you, Jake. He says, yes, Pigs keeping it real as always, mate. Mate, I'm just telling you how I feel. I think it is a joke the way this football club is run, and the fact that we are going to let potentially a good player go just for the sake of wanting a buyback clause in the contract or no buyback clause in the contract. That doesn't strike me as being a sensible thing to do. Oh yeah, we'll just let him go to Spurs though for a couple of seasons and strengthen them while we were left up shit creek without a paddle. What the fuck's that all about? Like, okay, fair enough if we go and get Telles, but Telles isn't really our number one choice, I'm afraid. Telles is a backup option. He's somebody that we use to leverage Reguilon. That's the real truth of the situation. So, there you go. What a calamity, guys. I mean, let's just have a little vote then on the other player then. We've been talking about Reguilon. We've been talking about Bale. Spurs are also interested in Bale. They're also negotiating with Bale at this moment in time. I don't know how the bloody hell's that happened. Like, suddenly they've opened the purses and 68 moths have flown out, and they've actually got some gold bullion in there from, like, the 1800s or something. So they've decided they're going to spend it. That's the only logical explanation, because Spurs do not spend money, my friends. And to get Gareth Bale on loan would cost them an obscene amount of money. Even if Real Madrid wanted to pay 50% of his wages to let him go and play for Spurs. Spurs aren't going to stump up 300 odd K a week. I don't see that happening. So I think, yeah, okay, they're having negotiations with Bale, but are they really going to get that deal done? I'm skeptical. What's the word?
Speculating.
No, not that word. You know the word I mean. I'm pissed off is what I am. That's what I mean. Skeptical. I'm skeptical. I'm not taking a deep breath. I'm trying to get this all out. What do you mean I'm scaring people in the chat? Don't be ridiculous. Don't be worried about me. I'm just getting it out. This is good. This is all part of therapy, my friends. I need to let it out. I'm trying to get it out. Okay? It's fine. No, I'm not calming down. This is a wind-up. Let's just have a little chat. Let's have a vote in the chat.
You've still got that wrapper on you.
I don't care if I've got a wrapper on me. It doesn't matter. It's not affecting me. The only thing affecting me right now is you interrupting my video.
Alright, you've got it off now. It's gone.
Good. All right, okay, anyway. Let's have a vote, guys. Who do you think Gareth Bale will end up with, or at, this season? Stick a 1 in the live chat for Manchester United. Stick a 2 in the live chat for Spurs. Let's have a little vote on that one as well. Because I just want to see where you guys sort of think these players are going to end up at. Elsa puts a 2 in the chat. Kent Nyquist with a 2. JW92 with a 2. Clifford Day with a 2. Jim Joe Bobley. Jazz says 3 Real Madrid. Liam with a 2. Ib Sidat with a 2. Liam with a 2. The Green Devil with a 2. Everybody's putting 2. There's literally about 1-1 there. Every single person in this live chat thinks that Tottenham are going to get him, do they? You really think that Gareth Bale's going to go to that Europa League shithouse B team? Is that really what you think? I mean, come on, guys. Let's use a little. Let's get a little bit of nous then, guys. Come on. Let's sort this out a bit. Let's go through this a little bit. Yes, he did come from Spurs. Why did he leave them in the first place? Because they're a small freaking club, lads and lasses. I don't care if they got Jose, our reject manager, as their manager. That doesn't impress me much. You know, they're shite guys. Where did they finish this last season? Was it 6th? I can't even remember. It was so nondescript. It was so pointless in the season. I can't even remember where Tottenham finished, to be perfectly honest with you. And now they've actually done probably the worst thing they could have done, which is appoint an over-the-hill manager who has to spend a fortune in order to get any sort of results every team that he goes into, and even then half the time he doesn't really get any results and it always ends in tears, when what they should have done is stuck with the manager that actually got them to the Champions League final and maybe invested a little bit more sensibly and wisely under him. That's my personal opinion. And then you've got idiots saying that we should have had Spurs as ex-reject as well. I don't get this. I don't get it. But look, Jose, he's over the hill, man. That's a bad act. That's a bad appointment for me, I think. Spurs have got this whole host of great talents in their side. Did you see Carlos Everton rip them to shit the other day? Jose is past it. His tactics are negative. Management and football, it seems to have moved on. Coaching's moved on. You can't play that way anymore. Klopp's Liverpool, they're going to rip you to shit. Pep's City, they're going to rip you to shit. You know, I think that's the problem with Jose. He's from a bygone era. He's a fossil. He's a dinosaur. He's not going to do well at Spurs this season. It's easy to say that after the loss that they had against Everton, but I really truly don't think they're going to do well this season. They've got all these great attacking players, but they can't bloody attack. John O'Denton said Pig needs a monster kegger. Clifford Day, says Pig, you are right. Thank you, Clifford. Jake says we're behind Spurs in the queue now. Unbelievable. Becky Hope says, Scott, I don't like Gareth Bale anyway. Our club do not need him. Yeah, we don't need him, to be fair. He would be a good option, but we definitely don't need that twat. I mean, who does he think he is anyway? Using our name in the bloody media to try and get some sort of a move back to Spurs. Is that his ambition, is it? He's a twat then, isn't he? Anyway, Elsa, thank you very much for getting in here, by the way. She says, Pig, United's owners and Woodward are melters. Let it go. Mate, I guess that's what you're doing there with the Elsa name, is it? I don't know, but either way, I'm not bloody letting it go, my friend. How can I let it go? We should never let this go. The only thing we should let go is them off the bloody bridge or something, because frankly, this is not an acceptable standard of management for this football club. We've let all this time go past. There's all these other moves being made in the window. There's all these other clubs strengthening. Chelsea are doing what they're doing. We've seen Spurs, who've got a couple of players in already, a few players trying to strengthen now as well. And we're sat here pulling our plunkers, lads and lasses. We're sat here waiting and biding our time and scrimping and saving and playing the long game and sending the home in pigeons and doing all this bullshit, trying to get a few pennies shaved off the price. When what we could just do is what Chelsea did, to great effect I might add, at the start of the window, go and pay a little bit more money and then get your business done. Don't worry about it for the rest of the window. Allow the manager to have time to work with the players, allow them to settle in, and then you'll start the season properly. But what have we done? We fannied around into the last minute, trying to save and scrimp on these players, potentially opening the door for other teams to come in and negotiate with them. I mean, where's the bloody sense in that, lads and lasses? Where is the sense in doing that? Where's the sense in allowing another team to potentially come in and steal the player out from under you just because you're trying to fanny around and save a few £1 million? It's a joke. It's a joke. Oh, man. Thank you for that, though, Elsa, with the super chat there. G-Wolf United, my friend, as well. Sorry, guys. Obviously, I'm going to just try and read these super chat ones up first, because obviously they're sending them in, and otherwise I'm going to miss them. But I will get into all the paupers comments, so don't worry about that, peeps. It's a joke. God. Anyway, I only answer comments from people sitting on a gold cushion. Everyone knows that. Anyway, no. G-Wolf United, he says, Reguilon update. Matt Rush said, bro, hiya, Mr. and Mrs. P. Oh, G-Wolf, thank you so much for that, dude. Really appreciate that, man. Shout out to G-Wolf, by the way, one of the absolute legends of the channel. Stick a wolf emoji in the live chat for G-Wolf. Oh, yeah. Right, okay, here we go. Matt Rush, thank you very much, my transfer guru, for sending me over this piece of information here. So he says, MUFC felt they were somewhat being used to draw Tottenham to the table for Sergio Reguilon. That's from David Ornstein, football correspondent for the Athletic. Oh my God, not again! United are being used yet again. We're like the ugly sister or something. They befriend you just so you can get into the hotter sister's pants. That's what everybody knows. That's what's going on with Manchester United right now with the bloody ugly sister. And no disrespect to any ugly sisters out there. You know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I'm simply saying that this is a piss poor situation that we have allowed to happen. And I'm not surprised that we feel like we've had our pants pulled down on this one, because we bloody have. Let me read this comment here from Shrey the Grey. Shrey the Grey, thanks for getting it. Everybody smash the thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. Leave a cheeky freaking like on it, because this is This is pissing me off, guys. And I'd love it if you smash that like button anyway. Sherry the Grey, he says, if the Glazers only focus on business and not football, the demographics of our fan base are going to change. I already see so many more kids with Man City and Liverpool jerseys these days. Sad face. Dude, Sherry the Grey, you're so spot on, my friend. You know the one thing, I live in Dorset, right? You know the one thing I liked about Bournemouth getting promoted to the Premier League is the fact that all these bloody Liverpool and Chelsea fans and all these scummers went back to being bloody Bournemouth fans. Well, you know what? Now you're going to start seeing all these bloody scummy City supporters and Liverpool shirts and all this crap around town again because that people are fickle, my friend. People are fickle. And look, I agree with you, mate. That's it. They just focus on the business aspects of the team. They're not worried about how we're performing out there on the pitch. As long as it's to a suitable standard, as long as it's just enough to keep all the commercial revenue coming in, as long as they're fourth every season, that'll be happy days for the Glazers. They've got no bother or concern about spending the extra money to get that return on investment to win the league or something like that because the gamble outweighs the probability of it happening anyway. That's the facts. Rather than really going to spend the money and truly invest in this side, no. They're just fannying around is what they're doing. Thank you, Shrey the Grey. I really appreciate that, dude. Bloody hell, guys, getting in here with your super chats. What's the bloody matter with you tonight? Jarvis Cocker as well says, please, most of us hadn't heard of Reguilon before this window, and now he's supposedly the next Cafu. Real Madrid are shit, trying to pull one on us. May they always get stuck in never-ending traffic. Hey, nice one there, Jarvis Cocker. I hear you, man. Yeah, I mean, a lot of us didn't know he was really before this season. Certainly, this is his breakout season for Sevilla, and obviously having that great run to the Europa League final, scoring against us in the process, or creating a goal against us in the process. And of course, he has, if you look at his stats, he created a ridiculous amount of chances. There's only 2 or 3 players ahead of him in Europe's top 5 leagues that are under 23 that created more chances for a wing-back than him. And one of them's Trent Alexander-Arnold, just to let you know sort of the amount of chances that he's created. It's quite a lot. He's a good attacking wing-back. Now, I'm not saying he's the next Cafu. I'm not saying he's the next Carlos. I certainly think he's probably got a lot to be left to be desired in terms of defensively, but going forward, it just gives us another option. And it's not even about the player. It's not even about the profile of the player or who he is or what he represents. No, what it's actually about is what it represents in terms of United and where we are and where our spending power, where our draw is, and where our ability to get players into this squad is at. That's what it's more about. And if Tottenham come in and shit all over Manchester United's Reguilon deal, then that just goes to show you that we are the ugly sister. That's what happens. Thank you, Jarvis Cocker. Right, okay, let's just get quickly into some other comments here. And then we'll go and talk about all the rest of the bullshit news. Anyway, JP, what's going on? He says United's owners equals window shoppers. Yeah, a bunch of absolute tyre-kicking twats, aren't they? You know what? Yeah, Woodward's the type of prick when he's selling your car. They come up to the car, they kick your tyres in. Maybe they get a little bloody hammer out and start knocking on it. They want to look all under the bonnet. They want to have a look all through the service, everything. Okay, that's perfectly understandable. But there comes a point where you're going to say, hey, mate, do you want the freaking car or not? Okay, you've test-driven it 6 times now. Okay, you've been through the service history. You've gone on the DVLA. You've done all the business multiple times. Do you want the freaking car or not? Because guess what? Ginger Moy's over here. This guy, he's coming in. He's got cash in his pocket right now ready to buy this car. Now, do you want the freaking car or not? You know, that's what it's come to. Matthew Chapman, he says, why are we trying to sign players from Real Madrid, by the way? Can we not sout up and coming talent? Oh, source up and coming talent from clubs we may actually be able to deal with. Yeah, I mean, we can and we should. But have we? No, we haven't. We're a bunch of melters, Matthew Chapman. What do you want me to say? The board are useless. I mean, Ajax, yes, we've got a player, good up-and-coming player, Donny van de Beek from Ajax. Those are the sorts of teams I guess we have to buy from right now. Because United, unfortunately, in terms of profile, in terms of where we're at, in terms of the stature of the manager, in terms of the stature of the club, in terms of the owners, in terms of the direction we're going in terms of the current squad, we're not quite up there with the top echelon teams in Europe right now. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, that's my Chinese making another appearance. I apologise. Me and the missus had a Chinese just before this show. I do apologise if anybody, if that was audible. Anyway, Jimmy Marshall, what's going on? Lynette Giggs says, hola, señorita. Maximilian7 says, Jose's getting Reguilon would be his revenge for Bruno. Spot on, Maximilian7. That's what I'm talking about. Like, this is a double double kicking the balls for Jose. Like, if he manages to get Reguilon out from underneath Solskjaer and Manchester United's noses, then that's an absolute coup for him. Not only does he get himself a really good player who could potentially add quite a lot to his team over the course of the season, but also it's a kick in the bollocks for United, and I know he'd like to kick United in the bollocks. Of course he would, with the way things ended at United. He was adamant he had a job to do, and he had the faith in him at the club, and then they sacked him. So, look, he definitely has some sort of issue with United. I think that's fair to say. And I love the fact that Solskjaer battered him up last season and stroked his little Portuguese head as well. That was great. Grumpy Dog. He says, why ain't we looking back at Zaha? I guess it's because we're a bunch of incompetent melts again, Grumpy Dog. I keep going back to this. Like, you do realise that our owners are the Glazers and that our board is chaired by an absolute potato in Ed Woodward. He's the chief exec. We don't have a director of football overseeing recruitment, deciding what's best for the club out there in the long run or the short term in terms of on the football pitch. No, we've got a banker doing that. We have a banker doing it, guys. Does that seem right to you? Don't know.
Is that Keith Lemon?
Yes. Photo Loco Capture says Zaha is not good enough. Codemeister says this is just a joke, paying 80 plus and 60 million for Fred and Maguire. What have they honestly brought to the team? We would have already had Sancho and Reguilon. Codemeister, I hear you 110%. Like, we have overpaid for those players and they haven't really worked out that great. I hope Maguire does work out great. Fred's a good squad player, but 60 million total for that twat. No way. Salim Umar, hello to you. That's the thing. We have spent a lot of money. We spent way more than Liverpool have over the years, actually. It's just that they've spent it better. Salim Umar, how's it going, Salim Umar? He says, hello, Pig. What I found out is that United players are good on talking, but not good on the pitch. We have to get rid of the Glazers. We need players, not motivation speakers. Good man, Salim Umar. I feel you 100% on that one. We need people with good character, with bottle, who can drag themselves up from their bootstraps and their teammates. That's the sort of people we need right now. Characters, not names or reputation. We need characters. Mike Piglet says, shout out Mrs. P and the poster. Thought I would let you know I'm eating homemade wraps with chicken and shredded beef. Sounds tasty, my friend. Spot on. First Cross Gamer says, this is a Matt Rush announcement. Please like and subscribe. Absolutely. If you haven't done so already, please do smash the like on this video. Leave a cheeky little like on it. That will help this stream out a lot. And also, give it a share if you want. And subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel also. We do daily, what would you call it, reviews of Manchester United's cash transfer window. I don't know, roundup. Yeah, roundup. Yeah, it's not really a round up, though, is it? It's more like a round down. It's more like a round down. Atsaf Norat says, even if Spurs get Reguilon and Bale, we will still finish above Mourinho. That's probably true, Altaf, actually. That is probably true, because let's face it, Spurs are shit and Jose's finished. And even if they do get Reguilon and Bale, you're probably right about that. They're a bunch of melters over there at Spurs. They'll still probably finish 6th or 7th. I agree with you on that one. Oh, my God. Nice one. Kayam says, Liverpool buy players who don't get injured. They don't have good squad depth. Their starting 11 hardly get injured. Yeah, well, that's just, in that case, whatever they're doing it well. Whatever their training regime is, or, okay, or maybe they just spent wisely and got themselves some absolute stallions that never get injured. Either way, more credit to them for not getting their bloody players injured. What is it about United that we choose all these bunch of injury-prone melt bags all the time? We're constantly in and out the physio room. You know, there's loads of them at United who are injured all the time. What's that about? From your Phil Joneses to your Eric Bailly's to your Pogba's, Scott McTominay's, or your Luke Shaw's, or whoever it may be, we've got a bunch of injury-prone melters at the club. So you're saying like that's some sort of negative thing. That's not a negative thing. That's an awesome thing. If they're signing players that are fit as a fiddle all day long, then, you know, good luck to them for doing that. Unfortunately, we target melters. Nice one, Liam. He says 28.5k for the Galactic Pig. Thank you very much, Liam. Yes, we hit 28.5k subscribers, everyone. Get in there, my son. Smash a like on it, lads and lasses, and subscribe if you're new. But yeah, that is a good milestone there, 28.5. Shout out to you all for subscribing. Shout out to all the new guys, old guys, everyone, all the Bacon Brigade. You're a bunch of legends. Appreciate it. Mark Voot says Rajon David Gill was the master at his job. Absolutely, what we wouldn't do to have somebody like David Gill at the helm of this football club once again, instead of that potato boy. Fred Cranham says next time Ollie rubs the Portuguese pimple, make sure he has a handful. What does that even mean, bro? You mean next time he rubs Jose, make sure he rips some of his hair out? Okay, I think that's what you meant, mate. I think that's what you meant. I was thinking, what do you mean? He's got a pimple and anyway, I get what you mean. Okay, next time he touches Jose, rough him up a bit. I get it. Maximilian7 says, for F's sake, how hard is it to get Bale on loan? I would say it's probably quite hard, only because he's on such a shit ton of money, my friend. Like, how much money would it take to get Gareth Bale into the club? Real Madrid, sure, they're paying him 600,000 euros a week, it's been reported, but you would have to pay a lot of that percentage of that wages in order to get him. They're not just going to give him you. So I think you'd probably be looking at least 400k, I think. You have to come up with 400 grand a week to pay Bale. I'm not sure Spurs will do it, but look, 300k a week savings for Real Madrid is better than no savings for Real Madrid. So maybe they'll just do it, seeing as he's completely frozen out their side and he's not any part of Zidane's plans at all this season. So maybe they'll do it. Jonathan Gallagher, thank you, Jonathan. He says, I liked Pig. Thank you very much, Jonathan Gallagher. Really appreciate it, dude. Sorry, guys, that if it seems like I'm ignoring some of you, by the way. I'm not trying to. It's just that there's a bunch of comments coming through, and yeah. Thank you, Matt Rush. He says we've hit 200 likes. Ryan Berber, spin 9 in here. Legend, mate. Thank you, Ryan Berber, spin 9 for your super chat, buddy. He says, much love to the BB, yourself and Mrs. P. P.S. Please tell Elsa to let it go. By the way, guys, okay, we've got to come clean on the Elsa thing right now, I think. Elsa, have a vote in the live chat who you think Elsa is, by the way. Let's just see if you guys can work it out. Because Elsa is not who she seems to be. For some reason. But who is Elsa? Have a little guess. Lucy Galbraith, thank you for getting in, Lucy. Comments, we don't want Bale. He's 31 and injury prone. Very true. He is injury prone. He's 31. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily that old, really. I think we could definitely do with somebody who's 31 and world class for a couple of seasons still. But I hear you. He's an injury prone melt bag. And yeah, I don't want him anymore. If he's going up, if he's now negotiating with Spurs, as far as I'm concerned, he can bloody go there. I don't want him anymore anyway. I mean, I wasn't really wanting him anyway. I was saying that he's my 4th or 5th choice. Just to be clear, that's where my stance was. If we've gone and tried to get Sancho, no deal. If we've gone and tried to get Neres, no deal. Adama Traore, no. Coman, no. Fair enough. If then we can't get anybody in this window, then I would get Bale on loan. That's the only way I would get Gareth Bale on loan. Absolutely. Thank you for that, Lucy Galbraith. Clifford says Elsa is a new mod. Elsa an honour. Berber. True Mark Voot, Elsa, Mrs. P's bit on the side. Lucy, exactly. Mrs. P, Pig's sister. None of you have guessed, so I'm not going to tell you that. Screw it. None of you got it right, so that's piss poor. Anyway, guys, thank you very much, everyone, for being a part of this show and getting in here tonight. You know, really appreciate it. I know I've been a little bit annoyed tonight. I've just been trying to get some things off my chest. I've been wound right up today, and in general, let alone with this bloody transfer bullshit going on. Welsh Red says, is Wan-Bissaka still in the glass pig? No, I always let them out safely into the bushes, my friend. Whenever Aaron Wan-Bissaka comes in to say hello, he doesn't mean any harm. He just wants to say hello to me. And I let him outside and I don't hurt him at all. So don't worry about that. He's not still in the glass. Casper Mukomi says, great show, Pig. Least we forget it took a visit to Ed's home to get the Bruno deal over the line. Those in Manchester may need to be called upon again. Casper, mate, I mean, look, you bring a good point, man. Why does it take a complete bloody riot or a complete backlash from United's fans and all this vitriol and all this hatred? Why does it take that level of reaction from United's fan base before the Glazers and before Woodward actually do anything? You're spot on. That is probably the only thing that bloody got the Bruno deal over the line in January as opposed to in the summer. You're right. The Green Devil says signing Josh King in this window would be the last kick in the stones we need this window. You're right about that, Green Devil. That would be a right kick in the Natchez, wouldn't it? Who wants that? I mean, that's the last ditch. That's after Bale and everyone. That's way down the list. Cantona 7, retracted message. How you doing, Cantona 7? Kent Nyquist says, good show, Mr. Pig. Thank you very much, Kent. Appreciate it, dude. Zafri Zaini says, we need to sign centre-back like Vidic or Ramos because Maguire's not fit to be captain. That would be sweet if we get somebody like that, Zafri.
John O. Denton said, Mrs. Bree, will you try your hand at magnet fishing?
What's that?
Is that old game with the...
Nicola, are you serious? I'm in the middle of doing a show about football and you just butt in with try your hand at magnet fishing. What is the matter with you, clearly? JP says, Elsa is Pig's new tea maker. Well, I definitely need a new tea maker for sure. Because my current one's not up to standard.
You have to put up with a lot.
Tushar Meta, hello. He says, Elsa is the new owner of Manchester United. No, well, none of you have got it anyway. Super chat from Lucy, says Ryan Burberspin 9. You what, matey? Have I missed another one from Lucy there? Sorry, Lucy. Oh no, I've already read that one out. Sorry, I must be behind the comments. But shout out again to Lucy Galbraith. Thank you for getting involved for tonight's show. Thank you everybody for getting involved with tonight's show. Honestly, really appreciate you all stopping by. If you haven't done so yet, smash that like button on Atlanta Masses. That will help out loads. How many likes are we on now, Mrs. P?
I'm behind, so I'm not...
She's behind, we don't know, but whatever, anyway. Either way, smash a like. Ryan Burberspin 9, he super chats in. He says, much love to the Bacon Brigade, yourself and Mrs. P. P.S. Please tell Elsa to let it go. Have I already read that one out as well? What's going on with my brain? I'm losing the bloody plot tonight. I can't freaking handle what's going on in this live chat, lads and latters. Jay Roberts says, love the show. Thank you, Jay Roberts. Nice one. Thank you, Matt Rush. 218. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Anyway. Let's get into the rest of the news. Sorry, guys. I just feel like I needed to get this off my chest about Spurs, and I just would be gutted if we end up losing out Reguilon to those shitbag Spurs. I'd be gutted if that happened. So Fabrizio Romano, to give you all an update, he tweeted about an hour ago saying Tottenham are in talks to sign Gareth Bale from Real Madrid. Daniel Levy has asked about Bale during the negotiations for Reguilon. So Spurs in negotiating for Sergio Reguilon as well, a player that's heavily linked with Manchester United. Only problem is our shit board will not reach an agreement with Real Madrid, it seems, due to a buyback clause being in place. Spurs probably will, though. Bale's agent, Jonathan Barnett, just confirmed to the BBC, Gareth still loves Spurs. We are talking, it's where he wants to be. So, Gareth Bale seems like a snake to me, because it wasn't long ago he said he was be a bang-up for joining Manchester United. Excuse me. As soon as that twat Jose comes knocking, he's had his head turned. Goes to show you the measure of the man, really. Anyway, let's get on to the rest of it now. Solskjaer is a little bit conscious and frustrated that Jaden Sancho is yet to join MUFC. But he has been reassured consistently by the club's administrators that the deal will get done. Let's get on to the Jaden Sancho news then, lads and lasses, because I want to talk a little bit about Jaden Sancho here now. He's also made it very clear to several of his England teammates that he believes he will join MUFC during the current transfer window. And this is from the Transfer Podcast. It sounds quite interesting. If that's the case, if he has already made it known to some of his England teammates that he wants to join. Simon Stone has come out and he has said Gareth Bale's closer to coming back to the Premier League than at any time since he left for Real. He's now talking to Spurs official who are also closing in on Reguilon. Man United were not keen on Reguilon's buyback. Not clear if that is part of the Spurs deal. I bet it's not part of the Spurs. I bet they couldn't give a toss whether he's got a buyback clause in there just to get a good player in for a couple of seasons. Reguilon, even if he does have a buyback clause in there, he's probably going to be around the club longer than Jose anyway. So that's just how Spurs operate. They're a small club. But United at this moment in time, we should be trying to bend a little bit here. We should be trying to make a few accommodations to some different sort of contract talks. Otherwise, we're going to keep losing out on good players. If we'd have been okay with maybe losing Haaland in a few years' time, we could have had him banging in the goals for us this season. If we are prepared to let Real Madrid come back and take Reguilon down the line, then we could have had a good player for a few seasons there again. So I just do not understand that breaking down the deal completely. I just don't get it. So yeah, Simon Stone's come and said and confirmed all that business as well. What else have we got here? Oh yes, Jaden Sancho. Sorry, I wanted to talk to you about Jaden Sancho. So yeah, like I say, he's already told friends about wanting to come. There's some discussions to say that the deal is still on the table for Manchester United in terms of Sancho potentially still coming to Manchester United. So look, we'll just wait and see on that one. It's not dead yet, apparently, but I don't even really want to talk about Sancho anymore. I know we've gone over and over this, and it's sickening, guys. I just want to talk about it now when it's been announced. Either announced that we've moved on or we've signed somebody else, or announced that we got him, because it's just kind of bullshit just talking about the speculation of it right now. It's back and forth. We don't really know what's going on behind the scenes on that one. Nice one, MUFC Updates FC. Thank you very much for getting in here, dude. Mark Voot, yes, lad. Ryan Martin, yes, lad. The Trooper, hello to you, my good friend. Arman Kumar, hello. Nick M. Lucy Galbraith with another super chat. Thank you very much, Lucy. She says, We need Sancho so bad, statement signing. Absolutely, especially now. Especially if we're definitely not able to get a player like Bale and the Spurs are getting a player like Bale. And especially if Reguilon turns us down and goes to Spurs. It's not really about him turning us down. It's actually about Real Madrid turning us down. But if the deal is made between Spurs and Real Madrid and he ends up going to Tottenham, it's going to be a massive kick in the bollocks. And Edward Woodward, he's going to look like even more of a twat than usual. So he needs to do something about that. And the way to do that, really, is to paper over the cracks. And papering over the cracks means getting Jaden Sancho. Now, it's not really papering over the cracks. It's actually a great signing for now and the future. But for him, I mean papering over the cracks. Because that will just take all of that pressure off of him immediately. If we pay the extra money and get Sancho through the door, the fan base is going to be buzzing. We're all going to be looking forward to seeing him. And most of us will probably forget about the fact that we still haven't got a centre-back or a proper CDM or another option for striker after Reguilon goes or a wing-back to deputise for Luke Shaw, etc. Most people forget about that if Jaden Sancho comes in. So it would not surprise me one little bit if we do that business now after getting stitched up potentially out of the Bale and the Reguilon deal. Not saying we've been really in for Bale. I didn't think that was realistic anyway because of the money that he's on and the tight-fisted nature of our board. Stephen T.Y., thank you very much, Stephen T.Y., for getting in here. Appreciate your super chat as well, dude. Lots of super chats coming in tonight, guys. Thank you. Stephen says, shout out to all the mods and members. Good stuff, guys. Shout out to you, Stephen T.Y. Thank you. Stephen, thank you. Shout out to you, Stephen, honestly, mate. Yeah, you're right, though. The mods and the members of this channel, they're absolute legends. Members, get your favourite member emoji in there. And mods, just thank you so much. Everybody, stick a love heart emoji in the live chat for the moderators. Because the moderators obviously do a fantastic job on this channel. And they all just do it voluntarily because they like the channel. So I can't thank them enough, honestly. They're a bunch of legends giving up their time and keeping this all safe and classy. Shrey the Grey says the silver lining here is that all the fans are united in their disgust at Woodward's incompetence. You're right about that one. Alka Mahmood says, can I get a shout out to the wife? She reminds me of Brainy from Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold. Hey, shout out Mrs. Mahmood. Thank you very much for getting in here. Alkan as well. Shout out to the Mahmood family. Legends. Young Bob says, I'm not comfortable with Lindelof. Nobody is, mate. Even his own wife. Dahlia, sorry, that's us. I shouldn't talk about that. I'm sure she's comfortable with it. But he's a nice guy. He's a handsome guy. He is. But I'm just saying, probably makes a few errors in the bedroom as well. Just saying that. Dahlia Man says, I think Woodward thinks United say jump and the other clubs say how high. I know, why has he got this jumped up mentality about where United are right now? We can see that. We haven't won the Premier League for 7 years, guys. Like, we would be living in cloud cuckoo land if you really think that Manchester United is the top club we were 10 years ago. Unfortunately, because of our owners sucking the lifeblood out this club. That is the main reason why we're not. But we're not. We're definitely not up to the standard we were then. There's no doubt about it. We're just miles off. JP, Voodoo has Klopp's teeth dropped that he can't afford anyone. I don't really know what that means. Oh, right, okay, yeah, because Klopp has so much work done on his teeth that Liverpool are skint and they can't afford anyone. That's right, there's a bunch of scousers giving it the big one at the moment, but the fact is, they ain't signing anyone either, guys. They ain't signing anyone either. The difference is, though, they've got a ready-made finished team that's just won the bloody title. Nice one. Shout out to all those people getting those love heart emojis in there for the moderators, such as Griffo Chaz, who says, I'm back and still pissed. Definitely. Becky hopes his pig Glazers Woodward ruin are the ruin of the club. Other teams look at us now, and we have become a laughingstock. Sooner they are out, the better. Totally agree, Becky. We're run by a bunch of circus performers. She Devils United, shout out to you. How you doing there, She Devils? Comments, Glazers, Woodward, and Matt Judge out. Spot on, 100% agree with you. There's too many hangers-on, too many people at this football club taking advantage of the fan base, and they are obviously the main culprits, having bought the club with debt money, and have since been siphoning money out of the club ever since. Ellie, shout out to you. What are you talking about? A bit of Horlicks here or something. Jonathan Gallagher says, Pig, we take you so long in transfers. It's a joke. Dude, I don't know why the hell we do take so long on this one. You just look at that. Peter Abate's put some buffering emojis in the live chat there, yeah? This stream's not buffering, but Manchester United transfer window's buffering. That's a good emoji, actually, Peter Abate. Everybody put the buffering emoji in the live chat, because that's what's happening with United's transfer window. It's like, oh, it's loading. Actually, no, it's buffering. It's buffering. It's never going to freaking play. That's what's going on. Anyway. There you go, Aaron H. How you doing, Aaron H? He's changed his name to Aaron H, the man of mystery. Anyway, Aaron H, nice one, buddy. Getting those buffering emojis in there with Shrey the Grey as well. I just think people don't even know where that buffering emoji is. Put a 1 in the live chat if you don't know where the buffering emoji is. That's probably the reason. What was that all about, Nicola?
I've got the emojis now, they've come up.
Ooh. Nice one, guys. Yeah, lots of ones coming in the live chat now. Oh, my God. Right, let me just fill up my glass here then and get rehydrated with Sprite. Huh? Oh, yes. By the way, guys, I just want to say a little special happy birthday to a very special little girl, a.k.a. the Princess of Dorset, or the Princess of Dorset. Little Miss, Nicola's daughter, the loveliest little girl in the whole of the land. So I just want to say happy birthday, Little Miss, from Eorgina Bear. There you go, just happy birthday to Little Miss. Everybody, please put a heart emoji in the live chat and a birthday cake for Little Miss. That's all we're going to say. Put a birthday cake emoji in the live chat for Little Miss. Thank you very, very much. Rachel Boswell says, Dorset, ? Indeed, Rachel. Griffo Chaz says, tear in my eye. Happy birthday, Little Miss. Matt Rush says, happy birthday, Little Miss. Clifford Day putting the love hearts and the birthday cake. Joseph Misco, everybody. Nice one, Maximilian 7. Thank you, JP says, happy birthday, Little Miss. Cake Bandit. Rachel Boswell, thank you.
Thanks, Leslie.
Thank you, She Devils United. Yash SV, Scott Kent, Rajon, absolutely. What a lovely, thank you so much to this great community. What a lovely, she's going to love that. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
You're absolute legends. Yes, Liam says, Little Miss Pig. Simon Cowie, nice one, mate. Matthew Chapman, thank you so much. Becky Hope says, Mr. Pig, doesn't Dorset have one of the biggest vintage steam fairs in the whole of the United Kingdom? I do believe it does, Becky Hope. It's called the Great Dorset Steam Fair. I've never been. I've never actually been, my friend, but you know, it does seem pretty cool. But yes, it does. It has some other stuff too, but not that much stuff. But it's a very beautiful place. Ted Savalas has got to go later, skaters. Hey, thank you, Ted, for getting in here. Really appreciate it. JP with a super chat there, dude. Thank you, JP. You top lad. Really appreciate that, Jay. And he's got some birthday cake emojis in there for Little Miss as well. JP, thank you so much for that, dude. Really appreciate that, man. We'll have to get us something very nice with that, you know. That's so nice of you, JP. Thank you, mate. And everybody else as well. Like, really appreciate that. That was lovely. That was quite touching, actually. I'm touched. I feel touched. Yeah, nice one, guys. Okay, let's get back into the football stuff then. Let's get back into the football stuff. Shout out once again to all you legends that are still stopping in here and getting in here. I'll say it again, and I'll probably say it again throughout the show as well, but hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Oh, yeah. Hey, Pankash Pel Hawani, how you doing? Yas Pieces, Little Miss, you doing anything for your birthday? Anything nice? Well, she's not actually here at the moment, so she can't. She might be seeing that the other end, though, so maybe she'll answer that, you know, out loud or whatnot.
Well, we're going to Poulton's Park.
Poulton's Park. Don't give your personal locations and details away, love.
I said
Yeah, well, make sure you don't. Don't give your ages, names, nothing away of your kids. Okay. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. They don't know what birthday it is either. It could be the 16th, the 17th. It could be any day. They don't know. The water's dirty. The soil's dirty. Bill Gates. It's Bill Gates. Anyway, sorry. Who knows what I'm talking about? Probably nobody. Anyway, thank you, everyone, for all that.
Yeah, thank you so much to everyone for those lovely emojis, messages. So sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, nice one, guys. Okay, then. Right, let's just have a bit of a Q&A. Let's just have a bit of a Q&A, and then we'll wrap this puppy up, lads and lasses, because definitely need to have a bit of a chill. Like, you know, this is not good. It's not good. This state of affairs at United. It is a wind-up. It's very disconcerting when you're expecting you're going to get a couple of players in the next days, and then all of a sudden you understand that one of your rivals has swooped in, especially when they've got Mr. Bean in charge. It just adds a little bit of extra insult to injury, doesn't it? Nice one. The Green Devil says, all the hard work to get top four when it's time for the board to work hard and they go on holiday. Awful on Ollie. Yeah, it is awful on Ollie. It makes it very difficult for the guy, really, to try and keep that contention with the rest of the teams that are improving. I still think United will have improved considerably from last season because simply we have the players that are getting better every single season, but we won't have improved that much because we just haven't added that much quality to the squad. We still have problem areas like Lindelof's nowhere up to the standard, and we know that. Hey, Jono Denton, mate. Big shout out to your sister, Holly. I don't know if it's Holly Denton or another name, but either way, Holly Stockton, sorry. Holly Stockton, shout out who's working on 50 COVID-19 projects. Shout out Holly Stockton as well for all the great work you're doing. Thank you for that, Holly. Joshie Hayden says she sounds a lot like the mum from Family Fizz. Don't know what that is, I don't know what that is, but fair play.
The mum from what I do.
Tushar Meta says Reguilon or Badia's Shield, Flying Pig. Well, I would actually go Badia's Shield, to be honest, because I do think we need a centre-back more than we need a left-back, actually. But I'd just say both. There's no good excuse not to get both, is there? She-Devil says, think we'll sign anyone before the window closes, Pig? To be honest with you, She-Devils, I am feeling positive that we will, but I just don't think that it's going to be anyone that we're really going to be that excited about, to be honest. I think there'll just be a couple of bargain signings that come in now. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we get Sancho tomorrow. I really do, but just got a feeling there's going to be like a Badia Shield, maybe a Tellez, somebody like that, just to come in and plug a few holes and satisfy a few fans. I think maybe that's what's going to happen, but I hope that we spend the money and we spend the 120 or whatever it may be to get Jaden, because I think now we're going to be left with some serious stuff on our face if we don't. That sounded wrong, didn't it? That sounded messed up. Egg on our face, that's what I meant to say. I just didn't want to say that again. Matthew Chapman says, too stressful, innit, Pig? It is, Matthew. It's stressful as fook. Team Sisk says, what about Reguilon? Yeah, he's probably... I don't know, I still think he will come to United, but... it really depends on the deal that Manchester United can make with the club. If Man United are not prepared to entertain a buyback clause and we just refuse to do negotiations based on that, then Spurs will get him because they won't refuse to do negotiations that way because Spurs is a small club. 11 Ken says, I know what you mean, Pig. Jonathan Gallagher says, Pig, do a Gary Neville impression. I can't do a Gary Neville impression, mate. You're always telling me to do impressions of people I can't do. Bloody hell, mate. How do you do a Gary Neville impression? All right, my name's Gary Neville, like. You know, I'm from Manchester, mad for it, like. But, no, I don't sound nothing like Gary Neville. So, yeah, it's pointless. I can't fucking do a Gary Neville impression, mate. So don't ask me. Hassan Akhtar says Smokey and the Bandit is on TV. Never seen it. Never seen it, Hassan. Ali Banner Hashem says we shouldn't be mad that we missed out because Tottenham are just getting 2 to 3 year loan for £25 million. Yeah, but then they'll get that money back, though. So it is a 3-season long loan, but they're going to get that money back from them. They're paying 25 mil, but they get that money back. It's a buy-back clause. They have to buy him back if they want him. Do you know what? They might not even come back and get him. They probably will. Of course they will. It's going to be cheap as well. But they still get that money back. So it is like a loan. There's nothing wrong with getting a player on loan for a few seasons. United, historically, we don't really do that. I mean, I could probably count on one hand players that Manchester United have had on loan in my entire life. Henrik Larsson. Henrik Larsson we had on loan for like 6 months, didn't we? Do you know what? I'm really struggling with this. Let me know, guys. Who do you think? Who did we have on loan since like the 90s? Who have we had on loan? It's not that many players, is it? United don't really loan players. Igalo. Okay, yeah. How did we forget that one? Falcao wasn't a loan, was it? I'm pretty sure Falcao was actually a signing, wasn't it? I can't remember now. You might be right. You might be right. Larsson was mint, Joseph Misko. I fully agree. Henrik Larsson was quality for us. The Green Devil says Tevez and Prunier on loan. Prunier, yep. Tevez. Was Tevez a loan deal? With a loan deal with a future option to buy or something. That's weird. Loan from Monaco, says Red Devil. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's a good point, actually. That is a good point. Yeah, that's why he wasn't here for a long time. Spot on, of course. Andy Gorham, says Chimjo Bobby. That's it, we're going back a little bit now. Carlos Tevez, Di Maria. I don't think Di Maria was a loan. I think we bought Di Maria and then we sold him again to PSG. But I know what you're saying now, unless it did start as a loan. So that's what I'm saying. One hand, basically. That is how much business United have done since the 90s for loan players. Like 5 players or something that we've been able to come up with between all of us there. So it's not something that United historically do. We don't like to take short-term players on short-term deals. We don't like to loan players. We like to get our players in and build for the future and have them here permanently. That's clear to see. Oh yeah, Tevez had a third-party ownership. That's true. Ryan says Tevez was alone. That's right. So, yeah, we basically had to... Yeah, that was a whole messy situation, that one. Lynette Giggs, Tevez on loan from West Ham. Yeah, it doesn't happen very often. The Trooper says Hernandez was mint. Hernandez was mint. Yes, exactly, Mark Voot. I totally agree. He was an RG Snake there. Very disappointed with Angel Di Maria's time at this football club and then going the way he did and everything. Matthew Chapman says Tevez was a beast, by the way. By the way, Tevez at United, wow. I think that was one of the most powerful forward lines we've ever had when we had Rooney, Ronaldo and Tevez all at their very, very best. That had to be one of the most powerful forward lines we ever had. It was ridiculous. You know, right when we won the sort of Champions League final in 2008 and all around those seasons. Those seasons we just had a formidable side. Tevez, Rooney and Ronaldo, they were really quite something special, weren't they? Matt Ross, thank you, mate. He says 239 likes. We smashed 239, lads and lasses. Get in there. If you haven't smashed a like on this video yet, please do leave a cheeky little like rating. That will help us out loads. Let's see if we can get to 250 likes, lads and lasses. Booyah.
400.
400. Scott Kent says Pig Beckham played on loan at Preston North End under Moyes. Yes, he did. That's right. He did play at Preston North End. But that's different. United have, of course, loaned out loads of players. But I mean players that have come to United and actually been on loan. Not many. JP says, Zlatan does not do additions. You're right about that one. He doesn't. Mugged Arsenal right off there. By the way, if Wenger and Arsenal actually did ask Zlatan to come and audition or have a trial, then they've missed out on a great player there, didn't they? What a bunch of tits. Anyway. Yeah, Mikey Smith. Hello, Mikey. He says Tevez was quality. He was. I mean, he was an absolute pirate at the end of the day and a complete melter in terms of what he did and how he left and that whole situation of forcing a move away and joining Manchester City and that whole welcome to Manchester Tevez billboard. That's one of the most ultimate moments of shithousery I think I've ever seen in this Premier League, actually, was when Manchester City put up that billboard in Manchester City Centre saying welcome to Manchester with a big billboard of Carlos Tevez. It's pure shithousery, my friends. You know what I mean? Yeah, Hendrik Larsson was the man, wasn't he, Zafri Zaini? Yas P says, do you think we can challenge for the title? No, mate, not with this squad. Not with this squad. It's bang average lacklustre compared to some of the other top teams up there. Look how many points we finished behind. We've got a good squad, actually. But I honestly think, the way this current transfer window has gone and some of the other teams, what they've spent and who they've brought in and where they're at and how they're improving, I think Solskjaer will do very well to get third again. I see him doing very well to get third again, and that is sad. Diego Gomez, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Evidence I Done, for subscribing as well. It's very sad when that's the situation when you're supposed to be adding the puzzle pieces and improving gradually, periodically, every single window. And you end up making it just as difficult to get the same position that you just finished the season before. I mean, what the hell is that all about? Why are we taking backward steps here? It makes no sense to me. Jimmy Marsh says, I miss Jason Park. Yeah, he was incredible, wasn't he? What an absolute machine out there. It's like Fergie used to save him and unleash him in the big games, and he'd just pocket people all game long. That guy was mental. Yes, I agree, Becky. She said Edwin van der Sar, what a keeper he was. Absolutely, we could definitely do with another Edwin. Still, in my opinion, the second greatest keeper United have had after Schmeichs. Declan Marsden says, on a scale from 1 to 10, how good of a signing was Van der Beek? So to give him a rating, I would say I think it's a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I think that it's boosted by the fact that it's really good value for money. He's 23, Dutch international, been doing it for Ajax to a good standard for the last few seasons. 39 million euros is a cheap amount to pay for any player right now in this window, especially one with some of the credentials that he's got. So I'd give it an 8 out of 10 actually. Look, we'll see how it pans out, but got good feelings about him, and I think it's a good price that we paid for him. He's not an issue. It's the other players coming in that are the issue. Mikey Smith says, behave, Mrs. P. Pig hates Jones. He would probably smash his jaw.
Your face love Phil Jones, maybe.
Yeah, no, I don't love Phil Jones. I think that guy's an absolute gurning mess. What is he doing at the back of this football club, man, for the years? He's a hanger-on if ever there was one. He gets paid, bloody whatever. He gets paid 130 grand a week to just sit around pulling faces. It's not up to it, is it? I question him. I question his mentality. You're not part of United's plans. You're never going to be in the first team because you're shite, Phil. So why wouldn't you want to move? Why wouldn't you want to go anywhere? Why wouldn't you want to go anywhere else and play for another team and actually play in the first team, you melter? Why are you just hanging on at United, collecting your wages, getting paid and going collecting your shit cars as well? I mean, you know what I mean? Honestly, that's an abomination, that Lamborghini he's got. Of all the bloody cars he can have and all the colour schemes, and he chooses that bag of shit. He's making a statement, and the statement is, I'm a twat. That's his statement, sorry. Declan Marsden says, Pau Torres, good shout. And a left back, yeah, you know, centre back would be pretty awesome in this window. Don't know if it's going to happen. Certainly if we get Sancho, that's a big if. I don't think it will happen. Yeah, nice one. VK Dean says United's transfer window is 2 out of 10. It's almost as bad as it can be. Absolutely. Overall, the transfer window, if I had to rate the transfer window, it is a 2 out of 10. You're right. And that 2's only coming from Donny van der Beek and the fact we got rid of Alexis Sanchez. There's +1 and +1. But it's not a 10 out of 10. If you look at Chelsea's window, you know, even theirs isn't a 10 out of 10, really, because there's still a few questionable positions, I think, that they've got there. But they're certainly a 9 out of 10, you know, whereas United, our window, it is a 2 out of 10 at this moment in time. JP says, Phil Jones' room, Pig's a hater. Look, I'm just sick and tired of mediocrity at this brilliant football club. This used to be a football club that would not settle for anything less than the absolute best. These were a set of beliefs that were instilled into this football club, going far back into the reaches of Manchester United's history, into the days of Mr. Matthew Busby, my friend, Sir Matthew Busby, and continued and carry on by the legacy of the great Sir Alex Ferguson, instilled into this great football club. Second is nothing. Winning is everything. Do not settle for less than the best. And that is how we should continue. That's not something that you should just throw away for the sake of some bullshit American owners coming in, buying the club with debt. That's not on. We need to keep that mentality. We always should be striving for greatness as this football club. That's what makes us different. That's what separates us from the rest of the shite. Yes, people say we're arrogant. We're not arrogant. We're just better, lads and lasses. We're not arrogant. We're just better. And that's the way it should be. Jonathan says, why do you still have Phil Jones? Oh, no. I'm not talking about Phil Jones anymore. The guy's a melt. Jazz P says the Glazers don't care about United. All they care about is their Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, you're right, Jazz P. Becky Hope says, Pig, we miss Fergie. He was the genesis. We was one special manager. He was a special manager. I do miss him. God knows what we'd be doing right now if we still had prime Fergie. Ice Queen Gaming says, hi, Pig. Sorry I'm late. My friend was live streaming. No worries. Great to have you in here, Dawn. Thank you so much for stopping by and getting in here. If you're just getting in here, smash that like button, lads and lasses. Put a cheeky little like on it. Would help this stream out tremendously if you give it a little thumbs up. So please do that if you haven't done so already. Also, if you are new to this channel, smash that subscribe button and get involved. I'll stay here for a few minutes and then we are going to have to wrap this puppy up. So get your the final thoughts and comments in, everyone. Gaz G says, hey Pig, just tuned in. Is it true Bale and Reguilon are signing for Spurs then? I mean, we don't know yet, but Spurs Spurs have come in and they've put in a couple of offers. They're speaking to Real Madrid. They've had negotiations about Reguilon. They probably will take him even though there's a buyback clause, because this is Spurs we're talking about and they're desperate and they're absolutely a small club. So they probably will take him without a buyback clause, further increasing the chance that Real Madrid will want to deal with them because they will get their player back in a couple of years. So now all of a sudden Spurs have come in negotiating for Reguilon and they've taken the hot seat. They've taken the hot seat off of Manchester United now. Not to say United still won't get him. We're just going to have to go back and renegotiate and sort the bloody deal out with Real Madrid. But at this moment in time, it's only Spurs that are probably the most likely to accept that sort of level of deal. Lucy Galbraith says, we are the biggest club in the world. Absolutely, Lucy Galbraith. And it should be that way. It shouldn't be anything, it shouldn't be tolerable to be anything less. But you know what? Unfortunately, I do think we are the biggest club in the world. But unfortunately, I just think right now, in terms of footballing abilities out on the pitch, we're not. We may be in terms of having one of the greatest fan bases in the world. And in terms of the history and the tradition of this football club, nobody even comes close, in my opinion. But certainly, you know, certainly right now, in terms of footballing abilities, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Ethan Cooper says, I'm still trying to have hope for Sancho. Me too, me too. Joseph Misko says, awesome words there, Mr. P. Thank you very much. Pankash Palwani says, VK Dean, long time mate. Alka Mahmood, hello to you, matey, and hello to Mrs. Mahmood as well. Random guy says Spurs news. Here's the Spurs news. Spurs are a bunch of twats. And they've got a shit manager as well. There's the Spurs news. Ice Queen Gaming says, hi, Matt Rush. G Wolf United says, Pig, can't Ed Fuckwood buy back the clause for Reguilon at a later date? Yes, potentially, my friend. This is it. We're not prepared to move on any deals or negotiate. It seems we have a very rigid stance on deals and transfers. And if people don't want to adhere to our way of doing things, we just tell them to do one. But ultimately, that leaves us with mess all over us. Primot, thank you so much for getting in here, Primot. You're a top lad. Really appreciate you stopping by. Have a great evening, Primot. Everybody stick a love heart or something in there for Primot, because he's a top lad of this channel. He has been for a long time. Shout out, Mr. Primot. All the best to you, matey. Ebon Kingsley says, Lingard. Don't even get me started about that joker. Fred Cranham says, mess with the best, die like the rest. Oh, no. Lucy Gelbrave says, on the pitch, no, we're not. Flex Phoenix says, disappointing window. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Lucy. On the pitch, we're not. We bloody should be. Flex Phoenix says, disappointing window at this time. At this point, I've given up on Sancho, and I'd be happy with just Thiago and a proper centre-back. Absolutely, I would, Flex. I mean, I don't see us spending the money on Sancho, no, but I hope we do. I think that we look like absolute jokers, even more so than we already do, if we don't get anybody in this window. We've got to get some players in, surely. Even if we do get stitched up for the Reguilon deal, and Bale joins Tottenham, and Sancho's not coming. Even if that happens, we still got to go out there and spend, otherwise Woodward's going to get his house bloody firebombed again. Simple as that. The fans will not tolerate this sort of shit window anymore, I don't think. Ice Queen Gaming says, Pig, my birthday is a week this Monday on the 28th of September. Awesome. Have you got anything nice planned for that day, Ice Queen Gaming? And happy birthday to you for then.
Yeah, happy birthday for them.
Absolutely. Stick an Ice Queen Gaming emoji in the live chat. I'm guessing that would be a snowflake. Not calling you a snowflake, just saying it's good for the Ice Queen Gaming. You know what I mean? Snowflake. Anyway. The Green Devil says, Glazers will pimp us with a few nobodies to keep us happy and quiet. Sounds about right to me, the Green Devil. That's all they bloody do. Yash P says, how do you think Ollie will be able to play Donny, Pogba and Bruno? Do you think he'll be able to get them all to play together? I do, mate. It depends. I mean, look, we were talking about earlier, maybe Donny could be like Donny and Pogba could be sort of like the holding midfielders that are both sort of box to box. Maybe one of them has a slightly more defensive mentality than the other. Maybe Donny could sit back and be that deep line playmaker, allowing Bruno and Pogba to be more gallivanting and creative. I don't know, though. It really depends on what Solskjaer plans to do. Mark Voot says Sancho for Ice Queen's birthday. That would be amazing. Look at these ice. Yeah, there you go, Ice Queen Gaming. Lots of snowflakes coming in here. There you go. Hope you have a nice birthday anyway. Rajon, thank you. Mikey Smith, thank you. Gaz G. Marin Fish Gopal says Alexis Telles next. So Alex Telles could be coming, couldn't he? Alex Telles could be coming if Reguilon's not. He was a player that we were being linked to. I personally thought we were being linked to him to leverage a bit more, put a bit more pressure on Real Madrid to leverage that move for Reguilon. But you never know. I think that could happen. Hey, look at that. Thank you, Jarvis Cocker.
Oh, Jarvis, that's
Jarvis.
Thank you so much.
Legend. He says, happy birthday, little miss. Enjoy the magic moments of childhood. Hope you grow up supporting United for life. Have a joyful day and get many blessings and gifts. Jarvis Cocker, you're such a nice man, mate. That's so lovely, Jarvis. That's so lovely, mate. And yes, once again, happy birthday, little miss. One of the loveliest little girls I've ever met. And I hope she has a wonderful day. And everybody stick those birthday cake emojis once again in the live chat for Little Miss. Thank you. Mike Piglet says, Mr. P, I know you don't follow other channels, but there is talk about action of United don't sign anyone else. What are your thoughts? Look, yeah, if United don't sign anyone else, then I think there will be a horrible reaction from the United fan base. I truly believe that. Problem is, what are you going to do? You can't really protest right now and not turn up at the stadium because no bastards are allowed in anyway. So you have to protest in a totally different way. And you have to be vocal, and maybe you have to be a bit nasty. Now, I'm not saying nasty like go and firebomb people's houses like they did with bloody Ed Woodward's house a few months ago. No, I don't think that's right. But it did have a reaction though, didn't it? We did sign Bruno the very next bloody day pretty much. So maybe it served its purpose there, guys. I don't know. Matthias Matico Amada JR says, I really don't know why our transfer business is really slow whenever we need a good and quality player. So right, it's because our board are incapable of paying the money and getting the business done early. We'd like to draw things out to get a lesser money, get a lesser deal. Sometimes it doesn't even work out anyway. And a Harry Maguire could have got him earlier for the same money, I'm sure. Had to go back and pay that premium anyway. We did get a good deal on Bruno because we dragged that out so long. So it does work sometimes, but it doesn't work in the way you want it to. What you want is the player to come in early, so you've got him to play for the whole season, not get him in January for a slightly cheaper amount. It doesn't work. It's counterproductive. Ryan Peake, hello. He says, is that Ray Reddington, did you say? It is. Okay, nice one. Sorry, I get confused, but either way, I wondered where Ray went. But anyway, Ryan Peake, he says, you not think United stalling on Sancho to save £1 million a month wages? He'll sign 100% and Reguilon will pick United over Spurs. Players have final say where they want to go pick. Have faith, bro. I personally don't think they're stalling on that to save £1 million in wages, Ryan. I think that would be pitiful if they did that. They're talking about a €120 million deal when you can get the guy in early to bed in and play with the squad and settle. You think that it's not worth paying the extra few weeks' wages to do that? I mean, look, I understand what you said. Maybe you don't think that. Maybe you just think that that's what the Glazers are doing. You're probably right. But surely they wouldn't want to do that. Surely there's no sense in doing that, is there? You want to get the player in earlier to allow him to settle in and start the season off with a bang. Not just come in last minute Larry or in the middle of the season at the end of this window. And you know what I mean? It's bullshit. Michael Addison, thank you. Maurice Varela, thank you, matey. JP, first class gamer, legend. Mark Voot, legend. Anonymous says Reguilon loves Mourinho and Bale and Tottenham. I know that is a big problem, isn't it, Anonymous? Einar Albstein says, Woodworm. Can't agree highly enough with you, Einar. That he's an absolute woodworm. Hamad Malik says 600k wages for a crocked golf player. Sounds like a Woodward signing. You're right about that one, Hamad. It does sound like a Woody signing. Scott Kent, no worries. Matthias Matico, Matt Rush, VK Dean. Do you know what, guys? I'm thinking I'm going to wrap this video up now because it is getting late. So I don't want to just keep boring you and rambling on. Cake Bandicoots. Hey, Shrey the Grey says, what will be a successful season for you if we don't sign anyone now? Top 4 finish, FA Cup, both. Like I say, I think Solskjaer's got his work cut out for him getting top 4 based on the current situation in the league and the squad and everything. So I would say I would take a cup and 4th. I think a cup and 4th, as long as we've got Champions League football again and we win a trophy, that would be excellent for us. But even it's going to be difficult for him to do that. Charlie Lowe, hello to you, Charlie. Heed of Zeus. He says, do you reckon Arsenal will have a banter season once again? Of course, Heed of Zeus, of course. I know they won 3-0 the other day, but come on, this is Arsenal we're talking about. They are the banter club. They are the North London bottling company. They make Tottenham look like a respectable, consistent side. So, you know, they're the North London bottling company, everyone. Remember that. Arsenal are going to melt. EOS, he says, Bale is ours. Man United will not try and steal him. Oh, no. Andy Simmons says, back for my second time. What have I missed? Oh, I don't bloody know. Edward Kim says, Reguilon playing at Tottenham Hotspur. Not having it, Edward Kim. That would be gash. I'm going to be so annoyed if that happens. The Trooper says, I said at the start of the window, I hope we get players in early. And here we are after all this time. Sorry, your comment's gone. But scratching around, I'm guessing you were going to say having a mare. I think we should definitely try and get Bale, Charlie Lowe, if we haven't been able to sign a few other players. Coman, Neres, Adama, Sancho. Look, there's players above Bale that we should get, absolutely. Shout out to Witch the Player for subscribing. Yeah, once again, if you're new to this channel, if you haven't subscribed yet, smash the sub button. Get involved in this show. I want to hear from you at the end of the day. Ben Dawes says, a song at the end, pig? Nah, not tonight, mate. Matthew Chapman. No, I'm too pissed off for a song. If it's going to be a song, it's going to be fucking heavy metal or something. No, I'm not doing an impression of you. Not doing an impression of you. Hamid Malik says, please no panic buy. Absolutely Palmerius says, Maguire should do the deals from now on. He's great at negotiating. Here, have a cheeky bung. Antoine Okango says, cheers as a Chelsea fan. No, it's a Maguire, Nicola. Don't worry. Don't concern yourself with what I'm doing. If you don't understand, just don't worry. Move on. Alex says it's not late, pig. It's only 11. Get on the gaming channel and do a late night stream sometime. I definitely will do that, Alex. You're right. I mean, I've got my missus. I haven't seen her for a couple of days. So I do need to spend some quality time with the missus, you see. Those are the facts, mate.
Well,
you know, those are the facts.
You spoke to me just then, you wouldn't know, love.
What do you mean? Well, yeah, because at the moment I'm working in the middle of doing a video. So it's quite a bit of an interruption when somebody starts talking to you about some COD when you're in the middle of talking about football online.
It's a cake. I thought you were talking about me, you nana.
Okay. Irfan Riaz says, I've supported this club for 34 years and it upsets me and my heart bleeds watching the way our club handles its business now. We clearly need a director of football. Spot on, Irfan Riaz. I 100% agree with you, my friend. Mark Alexander says, I think Arsenal will do better than us United this season. No. No way, Mark. This is Arsenal we're talking about. They're a North London bottling club. There's no way they do better than us this season. No way. Surav Anand says, I expect 2 signings before October 4th. Me too as an absolute minimum. Scott Kent says, Pig, who's your favourite metal band? Probably Metallica. Love a bit of Disturbed. Who else, Nicola? What other metal bands do I like? I don't know. Just, I do like a lot of heavy metal bands, actually. You know, I don't know if you would really call Linkin Park. I mean, it's just sort of new metal, but I used to love a little bit of Linkin Park. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Becky Hope says, Mrs. P, girl power us girls. Iron Maiden was sick as well, actually. Yeah.
Thank you for that, lovely.
The Trooper says, Pig is pissed off and we feel you, mate. I feel you too, buddy. I am pissed off. John O'Denton, thank you, mate. He says, have a look at Van der Beek to 10 goals. 2 of them are against Tottenham and Chelsea. Nice one, mate. Rajon says, I missed the days. That's right, in the Champions League last season. I remember that Ajax Spurs game, actually. He did run the show. I watched it. Rajon says, I missed the days of just Manchester United Arsenal going for the title. So do I, Rajon. Those were the glory days. Becky Hope says, I love Guns N' Roses too. Absolutely, you're right. They're right bang up there for me as well. In fact, one of my favourite top 5 albums of all time, it's got to be Appetite for Destruction. That is a brilliant album from start to finish. Anyway, Danny, thank you. Chester was a legend. Absolutely, he was. Shout out to you guys. I love a bit of Red Hot Chili Peppers as well. I know that's not heavy metal, but just, you know. Anyway, that's it. JP says Guns and Roses. You got that wrong. It's Guns and Joneses, mate. Guns and Joneses. Ice Queen, Declan Marsden, thank you. First Class Gamer, Ina Albstein. Pantera was good. The Cowboys from Hell. Mrs. P, Andy Simmons, Aaron H, JP, Becky Hope, Matt Rush, Alex. Their guitarist got shot on stage, by the way. How sad's that?
Really?
Yeah, that Dimebag Darrell guy from Pantera. He actually got shot on stage during a concert and killed. How horrible was that? Sorry to put a downer on the show at the end here. That's like 15 years ago or something. I just thought I'd bring it up. Bad times. Anyway, Griffo Chaz, thank you. He says, good show. Raging Jews, thank you, Griffo, matey. Thank you, Stephen Ty, Einar, Becky Hope, Antoine Okango, Jarvis Cocker, Jonathan Gallagher, Gaz G, Rajon, Mrs. B. Jazzman, that's going to be it now. I'm going to wrap it up. Becky, Ali Banner Hashem, Matthias Matiko, Amara JR, Matthew Chapman, Jim Joe Bobley, Stephen TY.
I just want to say thanks again for everyone for the lovely super chats and nice comments for my little miss. It was so lovely, all the lovely messages you sent through. So thank you, everyone. You're all a bunch of legends.
That was absolutely lovely, honestly. I just want to say, actually, thank you so much. You'll love that, guys. Thank you for all the positivity in this community here. It's an excellent community. I love what we've created on this channel here. We've hit 28,500 subscribers, everyone. So it's great to have each and every single one of you on board. It really is. I hope you enjoy these shows. Definitely helps me get some stuff off my chest. It helps me talk about the club that I love. And I just find it amazing that people listen to this show at all. So thank you for watching, guys. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Click the bell. Smash the like button if you haven't smashed it already. Leave a cheeky little thumbs up on it. And you know what? Come back in a few minutes when this is finished and comment in the not live comments, because I'll respond to you in there. I always do. I'm not one of these melts that doesn't even heart and like and respond to a few bloody comments. Who are these twats who operate these big channels, by the way? Why can't they just respond to a few freaking of their fans? Prats, mate. Anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Like I say, there'll be another transfer update tomorrow afternoon. If there's some breaking news or anything like that in the morning, I'll jump on then as well. But only if there's proper breaking news about something interesting. Thank you, The Buzz. He says, we love the way you chatting out with us with your wife midstream. Oh, okay, The Buzz. Yeah, I know we do that sometimes, don't we? We do like to have a bit of banter, so to speak. Mikey Smith, thank you. You too. Ryan Berberspin 9, what a legend. VK Dean, Tushar Meta, thank you. Aaron H, legend. Joseph Misko, Ali Panahashan, The Trooper, Stephen T.Y., Ellie, good night, Schlags. Zafi Zaini, Lynette Giggs, Matt Rush, Ryan Berber, Antoine Akango. That's going to be it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching and getting involved. Check out the website, Flying Pig United. Click the links in the description. That will take you to the social media accounts to follow. But yeah, I need to rest up now, guys. But thank you for tuning in. Piss poor news about Manchester United today, or tonight, I should say. Tottenham looking to hijack the deal for Reguilon, also looking to get Gareth Bale in on a season-long loan. That is what we understand at this moment in time. Get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section after this video is finished, and I will see you on the next one. Good night, JP, Oliver H, Becky Hope, Charlie Lowe, Conor McRae, G Wolf, Mark Vu, everybody, Matthew Chapman. Stay classy. This is the Pig. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. And come on, United, sort your bloody lives out, you absolute bunch of woodworm melters.
My battery's just gone, so I can't reply to everyone, but thank you, everyone.
Legends. Maurice Varela, Palmerius, John Denton, Scott Kent, everybody, Mikey Smith, Johnny Gallagher. Thank you for watching. Thank you for getting in here. Ellie says like the stream and subscribe. Welcome to all the new viewers, likers and subscribers. Thank you, Ellie. Whew.
Jarvis Cocker, JP, Ryan Burberson 9.
Good night, JP, 11 Ken, Charlie Lowe, everyone, thank you. These are the post-match credits, though, just to say thank you for everybody for who are supporting this channel on Patreon, and also Tier 2 channel members appear on this list also. Like, thank you to each and every single one of you that does that. It's really kind. And just thank you. It's just a little thing to say thank you, guys. You don't have to. It's free, obviously, this show. The best thing you can do to support this show is simply liking the videos and interacting with me in the chat and sharing it on social media too if you want. Anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you for watching. Come back and have your say on this calamity, gashtastic, atrocious, steaming pile of mundane mess that is Manchester United's transfer window.
Any other words you want to add into that?
Yeah, shithouse. Right, okay, guys. See you in a bit. Stay classy.
Bye, everyone.
Come on, United, you bag of shite.